Thank you so much for staying tuned to this channel. If you just joined us, this is TMI Sunday's edition, and we're taking a look at the subsidy removal, the proposed plan by Labour, and of course, is allied, talking about the NLC, TUC, and the allied to go on strike to press home their grievances against the increment or removal of subsidy. They have reasons for saying that. They are saying, look, there are no plans on the ground to ameliorate the plight of Nigerians. And you, Mr. President, taking that decision without consultation is a no-no. It's not the one-man show. The final is that you said that ought to be rather on the ground for this process, or will I say this law to take effect. No refineries. And right now, the prices of food items, transportation fare has skyrocketed. And people have been talking about it, saying, look, this is not what we expected. After all, it's not up to 1 week. And this administration and Nigerians are suffering. Others are saying, yes, we have to go through it to make Nigeria better. After all, subsidy is what is pulling our country downwards, dismantling our economy. It just have to go. Timing may not be correct, or we have to just absorb this pain once and for all to make sure that we get it right. What is your reaction? What's your take on this? With me here in the studio, I have a legal practitioner, a human rights activist. So join me to welcome Barrister Emmanuel Obakolo. Barrister, welcome to TMI on this edition. I appreciate your coming.
Pretty good morning to Nigerians. Good morning,
right. And today, very close to him, he is a legal practitioner, and he was one time into labor. Yeah, he's still into labor. I mean, yeah. Join me to welcome Barrister Robinson Imade. I appreciate your comment, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Good morning.
And of course, we have Samuel Ehigiato, a youth mobilizer, political analyst and entrepreneur, and of course, a politician. Thank you so much for coming, Samuel. I appreciate your coming.
Good morning,
all right. Later on, you get to hear from these other guests I want to introduce already around in the studio, talking about Festus Ehi, a very vibrant youth political analyst, political affairs commentator. In the course of this discussion, you're going to hear his own point of view. All right. It was on May 29th that a comment was made that triggered the chain reaction we are experiencing today. Subsidy is gone. That was the comment made by our president barely, how many days ago right now? 6 days ago or 7 days ago, not up to a week rather. And marketers swung into action. The following day, NNPCL swung into action. And Nigerians were left confused. What is really going on? Because from what they know, it ought to have started in the month of July. And now Labour is saying, come Wednesday, we are going to ground the economy. We're going to down tools because appropriate measures are not on the ground to cushion the effect of the subsidy removal. Gentlemen, here we are. I'm going to start off from you, Samuel Higato, because you're a party man, and of course an APC member, a very solid member from the youth angle. I mean, when our beloved President Bola Ahmed Tinubu made this comment, and of course the subsequent reaction occasioned by the comment made, subsidy is gone. What is your opinion on that?
Well, first and foremost, I would like to use the opportunity to congratulate my president. I was inaugurated on the May 29th, and I was fortunate to be in the Eagle Square that day as one of a few people from Edo State that were delegates. And it was an interesting inauguration. You know, if you look at the statement, it wasn't in a written statement. He made a statement that was prepared. He gave the country an information. He passed an information to the country that there is no more subsidy. In a clear terms, in a civilized society, he was trying to pass a message that the former government has already done. The former government have already removed subsidy. They have already signed all the bills that is going to end June 31st, which means subsidy removal takes automatic effect from 1st of July. And as at this present moment, NLC gave us a clear information that we have over 1 billion liters already imported, already subsidized. Listen, now the president passed an information to the people. This thing is no more existing. And I personally will not support it because it was in his campaign that he will not support it. The three candidates that contested very keenly, the Labour Party, the PDP Party, the both three candidates said that the moment they entered the government, they will not allow it to stay one day. That is an organized crime. So now, the president have come, has made that statement, held to his promise, helped by the former president and the former government, by doing the unnecessary things that we're supposed to do before he comes into power. The Nigerians are wicked humans to humanity. Because you cannot tell me if we have about 1 billion liters already conserved, already subsidized, and the president now make a statement, are you telling me we see that 1 billion liter will not be able to carry Nigerian tea 1st of July before they start importing fresh ones to make a deregulation price that could be of benefit to all Nigerians? But we, as Nigerians, we like to take every advantage of the government policies in the negative sense, not in positive sense. You get me, Wilson? So the statement of the president normally ought not to lead to what we are experiencing.
All right.
Because it is a policy that was already on ground.
Okay.
And it is a policy that all Nigerians have agreed to, that this thing must go because it is eating Nigerian to the knee.
Okay.
If you ask our past president, if I watched most of their interview, when they ask them about subsidy, they always tell you one thing they regretted doing is not removing the subsidy. So, principally, removing of subsidy, I well support it, and I pray for the president to have all the possibilities to gain knowledge and consultations on how to soften it for Nigerians so that it will not be a pain in our bones.
Okay, I will come back to you. Now, he took us back to the inauguration when that comment was made. He said, look, he wasn't the one that initiated it. Is there already just passed on information that subsidy is gone and it's not going to be part of subsidy, hence it should be removed. But from what he also said, that NNPCL assured Nigerians that we have enough fuel at least to last us till the subsidy removal whatever regime comes to an end, or that's about the month of July and all that. But from the labor angle, though your legal practitioner has been there in the Isolator, Africa, solidarity forever. But Sir Robinson, what do you feel about this?
Well, my dear junior brother here, a very close friend, spoke the way he should have spoken. He's a politician of the APC extraction. When you talk about subsidy, what subsidy are we talking about? Is it the subsidy that General Muhammadu Buhari, immediate past president of Nigeria, said was a scam? Is it the subsidy that our dear Reverend brother that I respect so much, Tunde Bakare, the same Muhammadu Buhari, and so many other big men occupied Nigeria for, took over the whole of Lagos and Abuja, and even insisted on protesting in Igbo Square against the subsidy that they said was a scam? Is it what we are talking about now? Talking about the president just mentioning it wasn't part of the written speech. He was in a hurry to score political points. He was in a hurry to show to Nigerians that he was a man of his words. Whether it was written or not, during his campaigns, Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu told us openly, while he was still soliciting the votes of Nigerians, that whether you like it or not, no matter how long you campaign, we will remove subsidy. And he went further to say, and I'm going to win the election. So he was asking you to vote for him, while telling you whether you voted or not, he will win the election. And that no matter the extent of protest, no matter how you protest, he will remove subsidy. So he just brought action to his pronouncement. So it is not to say that he just made a statement that was done before. Even if it had been done, was the timing right? You are just coming in, the first thing you tell Nigerians is, I'm going to deal with you. That's the meaning of subsidy removal. But even he went against it during the time of President Goodluck Jonathan. Aside from that, you said the NNPCL said we have enough fuel that will last us till July. Who brought about the new price regime? He made his statement during his inauguration on May 29th, and on May 31st, NNPC came with a new price regime.
We'll come to
from
that.
488 to 520 and above.
Oh.
Did they say it will take effect from July? No. It's an immediate effect. He also mentioned very rightly that his principal and our president has said that he will remove subsidy, he won't allow it stay for 1 day into his administration. So who is the person that is insisting? Okay, you asked about the labor front. On the labor front, we believe that everything that touches on the life and economy of the nation must be negotiated. And the labor position is that we must not fear to negotiate, and we must not negotiate in fear. That is why the NLC has said just now that they would not go to the negotiation table unless they have people who are credible, who have mandates, who will be seen as clear representative of government. Not somebody, a gentleman, but unknown in the political circle, coming to lead government side. Is not an elected person, not an appointed person. And that's like making mockery of negotiations.
All right.
And that singular act, I must say, has put a cloud between the unity of the TUC and the NLC, because the position of the TUC just now is that, look, we'll wait till Sunday. Depending on the outcome of the negotiation, we'll take our position.
We'll come to the clock later. You just hold on.
Thank you very much.
We are not afraid to negotiate, and we cannot negotiate being afraid. Okay. Barrister, I know you've been listening, you've been shaking your head, agreeing and disagreeing to some of the points that they raised. What's going on in your mind right now? Take a look at the picture of the nation and what is happening right now.
It is clear that the All Progressive Congress has come to put Nigerians in penury and to ensure that things get out of hands. Maybe perhaps because they are more Nigerian than some of us who are not in that group. Now, let me take you back to memory lane. In 2014, a group of persons who tagged themselves the Save Nigerian Group, and the then president, former president Muhammadu Buhari, led by the now president Ahmed Bola Tinubu, told us that subsidy is a scam. That's what they told us. And that statement swayed so many Nigerians. So PDP has been using this to scam us. But immediately they came in, they started promoting subsidy. In the first place, if I may ask, if I want to ask the now president, what is subsidy? Does he know what is subsidy? Then take it further. You just, at the point of being sworn in, you now made a careless and reckless statement. And at the close of the day, on that same day, that mandate, that order was carried out. And here we are, a representative of the party telling us that it was just a statement, that they had a plan until first week of July. How can you tell us that?
Why not?
When NNPC, 2 days later,
NNPCL.
2 days later, reverted to the statement made and brought out their own act. 5 buy 10, 510 naira a litre. A government agency. And somebody is here telling me.
Private entity now. Sir.
Telling me that.
Forget that.
Just hold on.
Telling me that I should believe what he is saying. The truth is this. Well, they have taken their decisions, and that is why I love also the decision of the Nigerian Labour Congress. Look, revert the price back to the old price before negotiation. And I pray that Mr. Joe Ajaero will not take us on a pool of confusion the way the former NLC president Ayuba Waba took us through. Because Joe Ajaero and the NLC should stand their ground and let the strike commence on Wednesday. Because Nigerians cannot keep the poor and the ones servicing the rich. The bourgeois are there enjoying themselves, and the poor are servicing them. These same people will tell you, think of what America will say, think of what you do for America and not what America will do for you. What have they done for Nigeria that they now want Nigerians to do for them? See governance, how expensive it is. Appointed. He is doing his appointment now. Wait to see how many persons he is going to employ. Why are they not cutting? Why are they not declaring no subsidy in governance? Are they not subsidizing governance for themselves? Why is it that it now comes to the poor? These men will sit down and begin to give us 11th commandment when the Almighty God himself gave us only 10 commandments.
All right.
We will not continue with this.
Okay. Samuel, you heard their reaction.
But they added only one commandment.
All right,
Listen, thank you very much.
It's this administration.
Well, for me, sir.
Yes.
I'm very disappointed that my learned colleague or my learned brother is speaking like this, because I expected that we that are educated, that were intellects, we should know the importance of removing subsidy. I believe that we all know that we know.
But the point of the masses, of
you are saying it was a scam. Okay, good. Buhari said it was a scam. Within the period of Buhari government, it has been reduced and now finally removed. What do you expect? And you are still blaming the same government that removed it, that he said it was a scam and he did not do anything? And which is the same government that removed it now, and just now. This is a good government that said it was bad, and came into power with it that they will remove it in their governance. And in their governance they have removed it. And the forthcoming government have come in and said, yes, I appreciate it that it's done, and I will support it. What is wrong there? Why can't us just try to educate Nigerians on the better way forward? What I should be expecting from our learned colleagues, our brothers, is that what is the way forward after July 1st? What are the plans of the government to bring in, to revive our refineries, to bring in our modular plants that we all licensed all over the nation? Till today, no one is functioning. We don't know why the private entity did not do it. Those things the government should walk into it, should look into it. Then when those things are in place, I think Nigeria will not regret this, what we have done. It will lead to the progress of Nigeria.
Sorry for
about the NLC. Let me tell you one thing. Listen,
calm down.
Let me tell you something about the NLC.
Hold on.
I want to tell you something about NLC.
You will say it. You still have the floor, but hold on. You keep saying July 1st, but it's already happening now.
Listen.
Okay.
That is where I told you it is man in humanity to man. Because you bought a product subsidized. You are still loaded with the subsidized product. Listen, let us be sincere with ourselves. We are sitting down here, we all know what is happening, that the marketers are playing with our intelligence, are playing the gullibility of our Nigerians. They are playing with ignorance of Nigerians. You bought a cheap product at the rate of 80 naira, landing price. And now, which by the subsidized price, you got it at 80 naira. And now you want to sell for 500 naira to Nigerians, just because the government have made a pronouncement. It is we that are wicked to Nigerians. It is we.
I just said that the NNPCL, they are involved.
They are greedy people too. They are greedy. Because they end up believing themselves to be a private entity in their own. Because normally in the first place, NNPC have no more right, if the subsidy is gone, have no more right to even pronounce the prices. They can only pronounce prices for themselves, not for the other filling stations. Because a private entity, it's not a government. It is only the government that have the right to fix prices, which we all know. So let us tell our Nigerians the truth, what is happening. We are wicked to ourselves, we labor on their own. When Peter Obi was campaigning, he said he's going to remove subsidy, that it is an organized crime. That was a statement clearly in our eyes. They were there. The TUC were with him. The NLC were with him. They did not shout and say, why do you want to remove subsidy? Why do you want to remove subsidy? You did not complain. You campaign all over for 6 months, 8 months. Because now your candidates have lost. You did not get what you want. You know what to put the present government under need struggle. That is the game.
Okay.
On the background, I tell you, Wilson, all this strike, blah, 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 protest the NSC planning they want to do. Give it a short period of time, they will go to the back door and collect what they always collect, and they end up no matter. Okay, protest will not bring anything forward.
All right. Okay, hold on. They have their own missions.
That was what you people made Wapato.
That is what they are always.
Barrister, calm down. Barrister,
They are always like that, sir. You know them.
Samuel, watch your emotions. Calm down.
You know them.
Take a breather. Calm down.
Don't try to bring Nigerians to the wrong ideology that the government is bad.
Barrister Robinson, you heard him. He said NNPCL, they are a private organization right now. Since there's an L attached to the NNPC, but they don't have the right to pronounce price or fix price. Only the government of the day that truly have that power. Then how come 2 days later, NNPCL reverted from the normal pump price to this new pump price, and Nigerians are crying. Knowing fully what are the ones they have right now, the supply they have was already subsidized. And they are saying that normally it ought to take effect from July 1. Take it up from there.
Well, let me first talk about this idea of subsidy being a scam. Maybe we don't understand what that means. When General Muhammad Buhari, Tinubu, and the group said subsidy was a scam, what they meant clearly was that there was no such thing as subsidy. That the money that was said to have been paid, or that the government was paying for subsidy, was money looted. And so when they came on board in the first instance and brought about subsidy, going by what they told us, it only meant that they were looting the trillions of naira they were said to have been paying for subsidy. That's one. Two, if you say NNPCL, limited liability company, has now joined the wicked, in quote, Nigerians,
marketers,
to inflict pains on Nigerians. The question is, what has the government done about it? I agree that NNPCL has no right to impose a price regime on the country. It's now a private company. But what has the government done about it? And if you say we had enough fuel to last us till July, who has told us that Nigerians would have accepted the removal of subsidy from 1st of July without there being in place serious palliative measures? In panic mode, the government is saying just now, oh, we are going to improve or increase what they call it, minimum wage. To where? To what? The economy is already bastardized. The last 8 years has seen the economy of Nigeria nosedive. The last 8 years has seen Nigeria become the poverty capital of the world. So what will that minimum wage that you're going to pay that is going to cushion the effect of the rise from 165 to 520 naira per litre of petrol? The NLC has not said, Wilson, that it was going to ground the economy. No, that would be punitive, that would be insensitive. What the NLC has said is that the members could no longer fare themselves to work because of the high cost of transportation. That their members could no longer eat. A hungry man is an angry man. Many of them work in factories. Working in hunger will lead to occupational hazards. What the NLC has always insisted on, and the TUC, is that if you now agree that there is subsidy or that there was subsidy, then let us sit down and discuss how do we mitigate the effect of the removal. Assuming it is right that subsidy was programmed to go by the end of June. Assuming it is even right that the president came to hurriedly announce it, what is the measure in place for Nigerians to survive between the 1st to the 30th of June this year? In my opinion, is one decision that is absolutely insensitive and meant to inflict untold hardship on Nigerians. Let us even look at, it's all over the place now that in the first instance, that Buhari was right, that there was no such thing as subsidy. A young man has come on the social media to say that the arrangement between the NNPC and those refining our oil is that they take the crude for $30 a barrel, they refine, and send back direct sales, direct purchase system, send back at the same rate. And at the highest, he also mentioned it just now in his eloquent presentation, that the landing cost is 80 naira.
For a liter.
Per liter. If that is correct, and you are now selling at 165, where is the subsidy? Where is the subsidy that your party is removing now, sir? You say they buy a barrel for 30 liters, they refine, it goes to about 170 liters, and when it comes, the transport, the demurrage, and everything makes it up to 80. You agree with that? And they sell it at 165. So where is the subsidy that they are removing? Under the direct purchase and direct sales arrangement that they have with those refining abroad. It only truly means that the subsidy that Muhammadu Buhari and his government took us through for 8 years has been a scam.
And that was the reason why, according to reports, they chose to stop it.
So if he has stopped it, why is he now allowing the price to move from 80 naira, from which the government and all those in the system already make more than 100% profit? Why are they allowing him move to 500? If you use a scam and they have stopped it, it means that they want to now collect the difference of more than 300 naira per liter from Nigerians who are already under the heavy burden of bad economy orchestrated by bad governance, especially under the Buhari regime. And I'm surprised that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as intelligent as I know him to be, will allow himself to be used by these people. It's all paving way for the new refinery in Lagos that is to take effect from July. So the guy can make profit that they share up there. Otherwise, he has said landing cost is 80 naira.
Anyway, these are just allegations.
I didn't mention anybody's name.
Of course, I know, of course.
Otherwise, he has agreed, and I want to align with him, that the landing cost is 80 naira per liter. Is that what you said?
That was the information I got recently.
Why are you after removing?
I was shocked too.
Okay. Then where is the subsidy that is
where the game is now?
Okay, there. Fine. I'll come back to you, Barrister. Now, for what he said this is a game, sort of, and the game is getting more and more complex and confusing because Nigerians, they are trying to unravel this kind of situation. Landed cost, according to the information they got, 80 naira per liter right now. NNPCL, 2 days later, increased the price. The question now is, how come other marketers are using NNPCL as a benchmark, knowing fully well that they are private right now, no longer have direct connection with the government? And do you think that...
It's still in charge.
Of course. They import and distribute.
Yes, they don't distribute to marketers at 80
Okay, hold on now. They are still in charge, but in a way they have this private government relationship.
Yeah.
All right. So how come they choose to move the price, knowing fully well, according to reports, it should have started in the month of July? Like what someone said, it is not the fault of the new president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but it is we, man's inhumanity to man, Nigerians punishing Nigerians. Take it up from there, Barrister.
I disagree with him. I take exception to that. Look, in the first place, the same government that made the careless statement.
Was it careless or intentional statement?
It was careless to Nigerians. Though they had the intention to impoverish Nigerians the more. My opinion.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the whole debacle, the whole drama that surrounds the issue of subsidy. First, where in this world that government does not subsidize things that affect life? Where in this world? Even in America, just like Ajaero said, they subsidize wheat. Where in this world that government will not make life to be better for the people? Where? Even in capitalist states, even in communist states, like ours, they told us it's a mixed economy, but we know that it's capitalism that we are practicing here.
Are you not saying that they should bring back subsidy?
Where? No, I am asking you. I don't. They told me subsidy is scam, and I'm holding on to that view. That is my position. So what they are doing just now, for me, they are deceiving themselves. If you look at the whole drama, and I just mentioned, in the United States of America, wheat is subsidized. Gas in Europe is subsidized by the government. Then what has the government of Nigeria subsidized for the people of Nigeria? We are talking about crude because they have made Nigeria only means of sustenance to be crude. Now they came up with a private refinery. The same government told us, in 2014, 2015, that when they come on board, they will build refineries. Is it the Dangote refinery that they built? That is the refinery that we anticipate from them? Now, these same persons gave us a lot of hope. And now, after the first 8 years, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu wants to show to all of us that he is the Superman president, and he has declared the removal of subsidy. Why did former President Muhammadu Buhari did it in his tenure before he left? They are telling us that on paper.
But according to the report, he did it on paper. That's why I removed it.
On paper. Then
how is something done? Hold on. He has the floor. Buhari just use a mouth to say it. He has the floor. He has the floor.
Mr. Samuel told us in his introduction that it was not in the scripts that President Ahmed Bola Tinubu read, that it was his own speech, true or false?
He said he just passed the message.
He passed the message.
Now, if you marry all of this message passed and message documented, as they are telling us,
yes,
what is the outcome? That is where we are today. Now, just like he also made us to understand, I never knew that the landing cost of crude a liter is 80 naira. He has educated me. Then you were selling at 165. And suddenly you took it to 510 as they have pegged it. On whose expense? Who is now subsidizing who? So Nigerians are now the ones subsidizing the government.
Okay. All right.
Subsidizing the marketers, not the government, sir.
Samuel, let me come to you. Someone like saying that the way things are going is like the government of the day want to use Nigerians to pay the debt that we are owing. Because
I take possession from there, sir.
Please take it up from there. Because from the normal cost, you said 80 to put around something else a liter.
That 18 naira
is going to.
What we don't understand now.
Yes.
What we don't understand. What is the subsidy that made it 18 naira get it done here? It's a question that NLC is supposed to answer us. I'm not taking it away that the government have no responsibility to do or to act in this issue. I expect my president that is in power right now to start taking actions. We have the DPPRO, the monitoring, the task force. We have all these means.
Then why are they not taking action?
Agency. Thank you. Those are where we ourselves too, the common man, the normal politicians on the street that are not there in this
in the platform to know what is happening in the executive arm cannot speak about it. Because we remember every former president that have come to this country has fought the cabal of subsidy. There was a president, a vice president made a statement of not long ago during the campaign, that is Atiku Abubakar, that the strongest cabal is the subsidy cabal in Nigeria. And then this also makes us to also understand this subsidy issue. Also make us to understand too, as Nigeria we are getting more educated, that Nigeria is even subsidizing for Cameroon, for Togo, for neighboring West African country. For what? It was my government, yes. If they have this knowledge, that it is happening, I do wonder why the security agencies, why the ICPC, the EFCC, they all keep moving to this situation.
But they're under your government.
They are under my government. That is why we say the cabal is very strong and the cabal is very rich. To even imagine the information I even get as far as to the information I get that roughly about 136 people are the one who collected the subsidy out of 200 million Nigerians. Only 136 people collected 7.6 trillion every year. My God, there are many things we got to hear more.
Then why is the president not doing something or saying something about it? NSPCL.
In power, brother. The president is just 1 week in power.
That's
He
amazing.
told you that he's going to start running this government from the day one. Yes, he has started running the government from day one. The aspect of the fuel thief, the aspect of other these manipulations of the NLC and all of them, he has got the service chief. We saw it. He told them when he said the thefts. It does not mean that those that bust the oil pipeline ago. There are people that use barrel to steal us with the name of oil. He has given them the marching order. The DSS and ought to go and do the needful. And they should work in accordance with them. What do you expect the government to do that just came? He gave an order to the security agency already. He has said this is my principal way. He have appointed his chief of staff and his SSG. As soon all appointment comes in, there are ministers that are going to go to those aspects, and those affairs. You can't expect the people to be in the Ministry of Agriculture, to be in the Ministry of Works, to be in the Ministry of Petroleum. No.
But as it stands right now, hold on.
President Jonathan to be on everywhere.
Hold on now, Barrister Emmanuel, he has the floor. He has the floor.
The government of Jonathan, we all knew how it was. That Nigeria was looted to the knee by ministers. That all are still being prosecuted today, even in UK and other places. Some are even in prison, in Jonathan regime. Some have been released in prison for Jonathan regime. The ministers they put them, they all stealing the system. We are not to let them tell the truth.
Okay.
So
All right.
let them not always say, point the finger at this. The system of Nigeria is a problem of the people, not the government alone.
Okay.
If we want to change, we Nigerians must learn how to change too. To follow the change matter with our mentality thinking, with our consciousness. Not to be too greedy, because it is our collective mind, our collective wisdom, our collective intelligence that we can build Nigeria to be a great nation.
Okay.
People keep to pointing on and keep saying this government is bad, this one is bad. There's no government that has ever ruled Nigeria that we always agree that is good.
All right.
There's no government that's ever ruled, even though he did the best in the state. The moment he's gone, it becomes an insult point.
Okay.
So let us be sincere with ourselves.
Okay,
we
Samuel,
to change.
Samuel, calm down.
That is not
calm down. Calm down. Calm down.
That is not correct.
We are coming to Labour right now. Hold on.
You supported to act now. Why did they support the removal of subsidy in the first place during the campaign?
I will come back to you, Samuel.
Let my leader tell me.
Hold on. We have to pass the ball accordingly. It's turn right now. It's not between you and Barrister Emmanuel. That is Barrister. Please, Barrister Emmanuel. It's not between you and Samuel, please. We're talking about salvaging Nigeria right now. It's not a personal thing. It's not a personal thing, okay?
It's not what has caused the problem.
All right.
Solution to the problem.
We will get to that. We'll get to it because we have to find the root cause of the solution about Labour. He made a very strong point. I even saw a video that a spokesman from, is it the NLC right now or Labour Party? Yeah, he came out to say, look, that Labour Party and all involved in it, even the PDP, they should apologize to Nigerians for this reason. He said when the Labour Party candidate was campaigning, he talked about subsidy removal. NLC and TUC did not react. Now, according to reports, if it did not react, that means you're in support of it. Even mentioned the PDP, but he was more specific about the LP. Yes, P2B said the first thing it's going to do, among the first thing it's going to do, is to remove subsidy. And nobody talked about strike. That Labour going on strike is a pure form of manipulation to further shatter the already short economy that the Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration is trying to rebuild. Barrister Robinson, over to you. React to that particular comment. After all, we're all targeting subsidy removal.
I will react to the comment, but I have a worry just now.
Yeah.
And I'm praying that at the end of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's tenure, he will not end up apologizing to Nigerians. Because if it is true that just now he knows, as much as we are getting to know here, that subsidy is a scam and that the landing cost of PMS is 80 naira. It was sold for 165, 195. And he has agreed, even for 1 hour, that the price should go to 500 and something. It means he has started to fail, in my opinion. No sane president will allow that for 1 minute. But we are told now that he's just taking over. He will come to that when we are all dead. It reminds me of the period, about 6 months to 1 year, of the body language of President Muhammadu Buhari.
The former president.
Former President Muhammadu Buhari. Are we there again? Talking about the the NLC TUC being around when the Labour Party candidate said he was going to remove subsidy. I don't understand your question. Are you saying that having made that pronouncement during a campaign, Labour should have called a strike on the government of Muhammadu Buhari?
They should have reacted to his comments.
They should
have reacted to the comment of the candidate because it's their own party.
Listen.
It is their party.
Excuse me.
They are the head of the party.
Please, hold on.
Labour is not the head of Labour Party. We have Labour Party in... Yeah,
two different entities.
Labour Party, we have one in Britain. It's not the head of the government of Britain.
We are talking about Nigeria right now.
Understand, the Nigerian Labour Party, the NLC just came in. There is no state in Nigeria where a Labour practitioner is chairman of NLC. Labour practitioner is chairman of Labour Party. The position they gave them is vice chairman in the states. The deputies.
Hold on, sorry to cut in. Hold on. A barrister. Labour Party. Is it not an option, so to speak, of NLC TUC?
It's not.
So you mean they're just on their own?
Yes. The Labour Party, excuse me, is supporting very strongly. I underwent a course under the British Trade Union Congress in London.
Yeah.
And I know the difference between the Labour Party and the Congress. And the Congress. Okay? Yes, even in London. That is why the NLC president is not the national chairman of the Labour Party. That is why no state NLC chairman or TUC chairman is the state chairman of Labour Party. They met and agreed. I was invited to Asaba during their deputy chairman, yes.
In the party.
Yes. Yes, they are not the same. Okay, even if they were the same, assuming without conceding that they are the same.
Yeah.
That they are the same. Are you saying that if the party candidate came out to say, I will do this, the NLC would have called a strike? They would have condemned it. Very good. You also said that Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Atiku said the same thing. Did the NLC condemn Tinubu for saying it during his campaign? Did the NLC condemn PDP? Excuse me, sir.
Sam, calm down. He has the floor.
Excuse me, sir.
Let him finish. You react.
You see, it becomes premature, and it will be definitely and absolutely misunderstood if the Labour Party had started to counter the pronouncements of the Labour Party candidate or that of the PDP or APC. It is the actions on ground and the impact on the people that concerns labor, not what you campaign with. And who has told you that, what's his name? Peter Obi did not lose the election because of that statement he made. There is no labor practitioner. There is no member that is of any significance or note in the NLC that will vote for a man like Peter Obi if they were sure that if he came, he would remove subsidy. And it would have been premature attacking him at that time. It would have been said, oh, the money bags in the race, Tinubu, Atiku, are bought over the NLC. That's why they attack. Otherwise, why did they not attack Tinubu or the other person? I mean, it would have been premature. It is at the level of you, okay, when he was sworn in on the 31st, did the labor protest that, oh, we remember you said we're going to remove subsidy? No. He removed it, and the action created the reaction of the NLC. And I'm very sure that if Peter Obi had won the election and pronounced on his inaugural day that subsidy was gone, that Labour would have been taken stiffer measures against the party, against the government. You don't take actions against the political party. You take actions against your government, the government. And none of the three candidates and more at that time had the government. So any action of the NLC or the TUC at the time would have been seen as against the government of the then President Muhammadu Buhari. To the premature. I would not have supported it. So that's the position. But just now, we are getting to know that subsidy has actually been a scam. If the NNPCL is a private entity, how come they are dictating to the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? That's shameful. A private concern. That's one. Two, if it is true that the landing cost has been 80,000, the NNPCL should tell us the people or the organizations that they have been paying the subsidy to. It shouldn't take a lifetime for Bola Ahmed Tinubu to do that. It's already almost taken a lifetime. We should know. Yes. There's nothing as sensitive. There's nothing as 1 week is a lifetime for a government to take action. The late sage, Chief of Bafin Awolowo said he should be given 1 day to govern Nigeria. He wasn't joking. He meant it. 1 day. Tinubu will sit down 1 day, 2nd day, 3rd day, 4th day, 5th day, 6th day, and a private limited company will almost bring his government to his knees like this. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it's shameful. So if you ask me, it's taking a lifetime. And he should by now have set up investigative panels. Where has the subsidy been going? And what is this subsidy? I'm aware, we have seen that there is no importer, there is no, okay, he's the sole importer. There is no marketer that has been paid in the words of the Labour Party president, that we pay the shishi as subsidy. It only means that having now seen that the idea of subsidy has been unveiled, that the scamming has been seen, this government is saying no more subsidy, and the subsidy money, the 7.something trillion yearly, he said, they now want to collect directly from Nigerians who are already impoverished. It is before our very eyes and to our hearing that a single man said that he was richer than Osun State. And many people cannot eat 3 square meals a day. If you are paying 30,000 naira as minimum wage, many states are not able to pay it, and there is massive unemployment because of 30,000 naira minimum wage. The states are not employing, including my state. At the end of the day, you are thinking of mitigating the effect of the subsidy by increasing minimum wage. Why didn't you increase it before removing the subsidy? Why did you think of cushioning the effect before you unleash the pains? Because if you are thinking of cushioning the effects, it only means that you know that it's a pain you have unleashed. And you want us to trust you and trust your administration. If you can unleash the pain before thinking of
went to now cushion the effect. It's sad.
All right.
Very unfortunate.
I'll come back to you, Barrister. Barrister Bano, you heard him, still on labor. There seems to be a crack right now in the NLC TUC with respect to the strike action, because some zones are saying that they might shun the strike that is being called for right now on Wednesday, that it might not hold in some parts of the country. How do you feel about this uneasy calm in the union?
That is what the All Progressive Congress have made Nigeria to be.
Are you giving the party right now? Right from Barrister, are you getting APC? From the what is happening in Labour? Okay, please continue.
From the 29th of May 2015,
yes,
we have seen that happen in Nigeria. And we also saw it during the campaign. And it reflected during the elections. We saw it. It's a public domain. The political class in Nigeria, as led just now by the All Progressive Congress, has divided Nigeria on ethnic ground and religion. However, that is not to say the People's Democratic Party is free from that. No. They too contributed. Because the political class have seen that the people of Nigeria are religious people. And they came with the hammer of religion to divide Nigeria. Also on the other side, they also divide Nigeria on ethnic ground. And that's why you will see when a national body calls for something, a unit will say no, because we sympathize with this XYZ who comes from our area. That is what we see in Nigeria. It's a public domain. You and I know that. Everybody here knows that. So, and it's a deliberate act by the political class to ensure that this country does not move forward. Because the day the people of Nigeria unite, that will be the end of all this drama we are seeing. So, for this drama not to end, is to divide the people of Nigeria. And that's what we have been experiencing. If not, why will a unit say if the national calls for a meeting or for any emergency or for any purpose, and somebody will say no, I will not. It simply shows that person say I'm sympathizing with this. So Nigerians should remain the way and where they are. And somebody will tell me, oh, Nigeria will prosper. Nigeria is prospering. Look, Mother Nature, that the God Almighty and Mother Nature has prospered Nigeria before now. And we are aware. The collective prosperity given to us, a few men have hijacked it in the name of political parties. And here we are. Today, I cannot imagine it as a growing child that today in my life in Nigeria, I will buy a liter of fuel for over 500 naira. I cannot imagine it. And somebody will tell me, oh, go to Saudi Arabia, fuel is more expensive. You gotta go to in Djibouti, fuel is more expensive. But what has Saudi Arabian government done for the people of Saudi Arabia? Is Saudi Arabia as poor? The Saudi Arabians, are they as poor as Nigerians? Nobody is asking that question. Why is it that when the white man, the engineers, the science and technology, they produce any car, the first country that car will arrive to is Nigeria? The same persons, National Assembly members, they are already thinking of the latest Camry 2024 for themselves. For themselves.
For themselves.
That is why I said that we are the people subsidizing for them. We are subsidizing the government.
That is correct.
We are subsidizing the government. So they should not tell us about subsidy. They have given us the idea that subsidy is a crime. I believe them.
Okay.
So coming back to tell me they are removing subsidy, I will not believe them.
All right, now,
I think any reasonable Nigeria will believe this man.
Okay, we have other analysts waiting to come share their opinions and views, but before that, he's believing your party what is happening right now in Labour. He said it's the All Progressive Congress that is influencing Labour to the extent that the National will call for a strike. All the units will say they are not going to partake in the strike if.
Risk in Nigeria
Yes.
will have a way to look for a a scapegoat.
Yes.
We always look for who to blame to make things easier for us, we said. When Labour was fighting themselves inside the court, they said it's APC that bribed them, that bribed one of them. When the other third one came out, they said APC is a mole in APC. Anything that is happening to Labour now, there's always the assumption. But if really it's true, that means Labour is not sincere with us. That means Labour is not really united. That means Labour does not have anything good for Nigeria ahead of us. Because if you are able to be influenced, your ESCOs, your executives, your members can be influenced by one party or the other, and you tell us you want to rule Nigeria, you are not serious. So whoever is blaming APC, they should go and look for the canker worm that is disturbing Labour Party, Labour Union. They have their own canker worm. They have their own personal interest. Because what have brought unions generally in Nigeria to its need is this, listen.
Money.
The interest of money. Because there's big money in it. There's big business. You know that all these goods coming from north, when they come to the south side here, these people pay money to the unions. A lot of money. So there's a big business involved. So their first interest is their own interest, not Nigerian interest. Anybody telling that this Labour don't strike is for our interest? No. It is their first interest. Their personal interest first. And I want to also tell my leader, if he's not aware, because he said what is Nigeria subsidizing for our people. It is not only the crude oil Nigeria was subsidizing. Nigeria is subsidizing fertilizer. Nigeria is subsidizing rice production. The problem we have, sir, you are laughing. I want to make something very clear to you, sir. Why you are laughing? Because we all must be educated. We must all learn. Nobody's above education. Nobody learns from each other. I might be younger to you, but I have gone far and bright.
Which rice is Nigeria subsidizing?
No, hold on. Yeah, of course, there's there are some that are rice. Really, agriculture, they are.
Let me speak.
Please continue. And fertilizers, please continue.
I spoke of it because I have a reason for it. When I went to Taraba State, how much is rice sold, sir, in Taraba State? How much is rice sold in Bauchi State? You get a bag of rice for less than 25,000 naira. Some are 18,000, 16,000.
Foreign or local?
Local.
Stop interjecting. Wait till you get to your turn.
Sir, it's local foreign. You buy them. I bought 10 bags as last year, 10 bags I brought to Benin for 14,000 naira, sir. Let us tell ourselves the truth. Which was sold here in Benin for 40-something thousand. Then we ask ourselves, what makes the 20,000 naira rice in Bauchi State, in Taraba State, become 45-50,000 in Edo State, in Lagos State, in the East? These are the unions that are the problem.
Okay.
That the subsidy with the country is even paying, the union is still bringing more with their taxes and their collections, bring more hardship upon Nigeria on top of it.
All right.
And they will still blame the government that is not doing it.
Our time is up.
They said the American government subsidized me with. That's why I remembered him. That
Okay.
Nigeria are doing same with some products.
We have other guests waiting to be interviewed. Well, before we go, you as a Labour person, he said, if there is confusion right now, Labour, that means Labour, they are not serious. There is mole in Labour. There is this money factor in Labour. They need to react to that. And if it's true, do you think the strike will commence on Wednesday?
Very quickly, I must draw a line of demarcation because we don't seem to understand the concept of labor between the organized labor and the unorganized labor.
Do you mean we have an unorganized labor?
Yes.
Wow.
The organized labor are those that have formed themselves into trade unions, industrial unions, sectoral unions. Those are the ones that are under the NLC. Those selling tomato, selling onion, selling okra, all over, they have their own associations and unions. They are not regarded as organized labor, and they are not members of either the TUC or the NLC. That must be clear. And if my brother says that rice is being subsidized and fertilizer is subsidized, well, it's for the public to understand. When rice was not, under Goodluck Jonathan, rice was not subsidized. I can tell you that for free. And a bag of rice, imported rice, was 7,500. The local rice was not reckoned with at all. It was 7,500, I know. But every year he knows I have a fab. I buy rice and all that is I share to my workers. 7,005 up to 2014. From 2015, when the so-called subsidy came, it rose, let's use this figure, to 24,000 in Taraba and in Bauchi. That tells you the kind of subsidy. From 7,005 imported rice to 24,000 subsidized local rice. All right. That's one. Then two, when you also talk about fertilizers, I can tell you for free that during Goodluck Jonathan, all registered farmers in the country, I am one, will go to the ADPs of the various states, and I was going to ADP, depending on the size of your farm. If you're entitled to 1 bag of fertilizer, you buy one and you got one free. It was subsidized. Since the government of former President Muhammadu Buhari came, that scheme stopped. Go to ADP, quote me. You don't even get it to buy anymore. No talk of you getting another a double of it free. It's not there. Since 2015, I benefited from buying 5 bags of fertilizers and getting 5 free. I benefited, excuse me, sir, I benefited from getting, I benefited from getting cassava stems, improved cassava stems free.
Yes.
I benefited from other items that were free. But I can tell you for free that President Muhammadu Buhari, as he then was, stopped it.
Okay.
Then if you ask, you also asked whether
would the strike commence on Wednesday, because there are like infractions here briefly, because someone has to interview.
You have mentioned a break of a crack. I don't know what you mean. The labor NLC is intact and the TUC is intact. There are 2 labor centers. In South Africa, you have 5 labor centers. And because the labor union is essentially democratic, the TUC is not subservient to NLC, neither is the NLC subservient to the TUC. NLC has said, we won't attend today's meeting unless the people that government is sending have mandates. And they are perceived as those people we know can speak for government, can take decision and impress it on the government to accept it. But TUC has said, we will attend today's meeting. Depending on the outcome, we may or may not declare strike.
We'll continue from there. Thank you. Well, just 1 minute, summarize your point, Barrister. 1 minute, don't go above 1 minute. We have others to talk to on this particular issue.
I do hope that the government will listen to the Labour Congress, NLC and TUC, and see how the lives of Nigerians will be better.
All right.
But where the government fails to do that, strike should be declared.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Well, you've heard the first discussion segment. We'll continue with other panelists. Let's get to hear their own points and views in this particular discussion. Don't forget the opinions. It has nothing to do with ITV. They spoke their mind. They told you where they feel. APC representative spoke his mind, and of course a Labour representative, legal practitioner, but a legal practitioner. Come on, gentlemen, calm down. Calm down. We are all in this together. We'll be right back after this break. Don't go away.